Hey everyone, welcome back for a new episode of Recovery Hacks. I hope you're all doing great and having a really good week. So, we just wrapped up Halloween, and for at least those of us in the United States, we love to celebrate this holiday with lots and lots of candy. So, I thought that it would only be appropriate for today's hack to address this issue of what the heck to do with all of that candy. Now, for a lot of people struggling with emotional and binge eating, leftover Halloween candy, or really any kind of food or treat after some type of celebration or event, can feel very stressful, and it can kind of trigger that push-pull experience with food where a part of you wants to eat all of it and a part of you just wants to avoid all of it. So if you can relate to this, whether it's with Halloween candy or any other kind of food or eating experience, then this hack is for you. So I want to offer a little tip for how to navigate having all of this food around you in a way that isn't triggering the dieting part of you that just wants to avoid all of it and deprive yourself, and also isn't triggering the binge eating part of you that just wants to eat it all. Okay, there's really a middle ground, and I'm going to borrow a little bit here from intuitive eating, which, as you guys are learning, is something that is very near and dear to all of our hearts, especially our wonderful intuitive eating specialist and registered dietitian, Amy. So, Amy, I hope that you approve of this hack. So let's use our Halloween candy as a great example for today. So if you've got a bowl of candy left over and it's just sitting around, what I want you to do is take all of that candy and divide it into 3 different categories. All right, so we're going to put it into the first category, which is I love it. So these are going to be all of your absolute favorite Halloween candies. So for me, those would be any kind of Mars chocolate bar. I am happy. But for some of you, it may be hard candy, it may be the bubble gum, the lollipops, the chocolate bars, whatever they might be. Put them in your love it category. The next category is going to be like it. I like it. It's not my favorite, but if I'm really hankering for some chocolate and that's around, I'll definitely eat it and it can be enjoyable. So that's going to be your like it category. And then the third category is going to be, I could live without it. So these are going to be the things that if you were walking down the aisle of the grocery store and someone said, pick out candy, this would not be what you pick out. And I think we all have those candies in the candy bucket that we really don't like, okay? So you're going to categorize your Halloween candy by love it, like it, and could live without it, all right? Now, we're going to take all of the candy that's in the could live without it category, and we're actually going to find it a new home, all right? So this could be the neighbor's house or the office or the homeless shelter or the kiddos down the street, whoever it might be that would really enjoy this candy. Now, the reason for getting rid of this candy is not to control your eating. It's not to make sure that you're not eating food you shouldn't be eating or controlling calories or anything like that. This is really coming from the intuitive eating principle of eating foods that you like. And if these are candies that you don't really like, then let's respect your body and let's not eat them. If you have a pile of ones that you love, let's focus on that, okay? So we're going to just give this other candy that you could live without a new home, all right? Now, that leaves us with the like it pile and the love it pile. So when it comes to your love it foods, what I want you to do is always start with those foods. So when you want some candy, I want you to first go to your love it pile and pick out a piece or 2 or 3, whatever you're in the mood for, and have some of it. Now here is the caveat. Anytime you take something from your love it pile, you have to eat it mindfully, okay? So what this means is I want you sitting down and doing nothing else but eating this candy. And I want you to enjoy the heck out of it. Every single bite, I want you to savor it. And I really want you to register the experience of eating this candy. Far too often when we are distracted while we're eating, guess what? Our brain is not registering this eating experience. And that is a big reason why we end up eating a lot more than we're even naturally hungry for, because we're not even paying attention to the experience. So you can take as much from your love it pile as you want, because of course we don't want to trigger any kind of deprivation or diety type of feeling, but all of it that you eat has to be eaten mindfully. So I want you sitting down and really only focusing on the eating experience and savoring every bite. And what I want you to do is eat until you feel satisfied. Eat until you've had enough of the taste. Eat until your mouth doesn't really feel like this is all that exciting of an experience. And or eat until you feel comfortably full, okay? And then you can have more later. So when you get hungry again, when you're in the mood for that kind of mouth experience again, you can go back to your love it pile and you can have more. There is zero deprivation happening here. It's just candy. It's totally okay to eat it, but I want you to do it mindfully, all right? Once you finish the love it pile, which may take a day or 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, however long it takes you, then you're left with the like it pile. Now here's the really interesting thing. If you are giving yourself full permission to eat your love it candies and you are enjoying them, what you may find is the like it pile doesn't really appeal to you anymore. And guess what? You can go to the store and you can buy more of those love it candies, okay? So there's really no need to eat foods that you don't really love and enjoy. One big goal of intuitive eating is eat what you really love, okay? So we always start with our love it pile. So that is your recovery hack for your Halloween candy. Divide it into your 3 piles. Find a new home for the stuff that you really could live without, not because you shouldn't eat it, but because if you're going to eat Halloween candy, I want you to enjoy it. Enjoy every last morsel of it. And when you run out, you can always get more. Okay? Now, if you don't have Halloween candy sitting at home, you can really apply this rule. Well, I shouldn't call it a rule, a hack, to any food or eating experience. So maybe you're at a buffet and you have lots of foods in front of you. Look at what you love. Look at what you like. Look at what you could live without. Start with what you love. If you're at a friend's house and they're serving a lot of different foods, start with what you love, okay? So really this hack can be helpful in any experience, but I think it's particularly helpful as we've got all of this wonderful candy left over, okay? So enjoy every last bite, and in the comments below, I want to hear, what is your favorite Halloween candy? What do you love the most? And we'll see if we all have the same ones or maybe we have different ones. Okay, guys, have a wonderful week. I look forward to all of your wonderful comments and shares. It's just been absolutely delightful to see this community really coming to life. I appreciate all of your efforts to communicate with us, communicate with each other, and share. And I just look forward to more and more of it. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye.